I'm hearing positive news around demand for the naira at the official window of the central bank. We're hearing that demand is dropping, and of course that's very positive for the naira. Kubi, can you hear me? Hello, Kubi? Right, unfortunately, I think we lost Kubi for a second there. But basically, the story is that there is very positive news around the naira right now. And mainly because we're hearing $160 million was sold at the WDAS auction. What we were hearing weeks ago was that the number was closer to 300 to 400 million. And okay, I think we have Kubi on the line now, so we can cross back to UBA. Kubi, I was just talking about the demand at the WDAS dropping recently.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. We've had, we're in our third week of consecutive decline in terms of the naira value. In terms of the demand, where, like you said, I had the figures you were calling, about 323 million for the week. This is against we're coming from 350 million per session. So we've gone from a weekly average of 700 million to a weekly average of below 350, at least for this week. So there's a significant softening in the demand we're seeing. In terms of the rates, in terms of the exchange rates we have, they've been pretty range bound with the CBN, an appreciation of 7 kobo, but definitely there are significant differences in the FX market. And
what I'm hearing is that there might be some supplies from foreign investors, and of course the dynamic there is clearly changing, because what we were hearing before now was that foreign investors were actually moving out of Nigeria, and now I hear they're moving back into Nigeria fixed income.
Yes, we're seeing some interest, not as much as we saw earlier in the year, but yes, there's definitely some interest. At the same time, we think we had significant sales. It might be one-off, but we've had significant sales this week, and that's given the naira a lot of support, a significant amount of support this week, and and that's why the rates have stayed. In fact, they've appreciated. The parallel market, we've gone from levels of 163.50, 163, maybe 162.80 to about 161 now, and that's the closest we've had with CBN in about a month. So yes, there's
pretty much conversion there with the parallel market and the interbank market.
Yes, there's pretty much conversion.
All right, interesting dynamic there. But where do we go from here, though? We know, of course, there's the MPC in another few weeks, and many people are now pointing to the fact that yields may go down as they see very little scope for further monetary tightening. Given the rhetoric we're hearing around the government and high interest rates, it seems that it's only highly unlikely that the central bank will tighten further. So there is more likelihood that we would see rates come down. Give us your thoughts on how that would impact on the naira, though.
Well, yes, it's possible, but if they're coming down, it will be a gradual thing. I mean, MPC may hold rates stable or may bring them down just a little bit, so we don't expect a crash. Maybe there will be a slight decline in rates. Maybe we'll see a little bit of the investor interest wane, but we don't think we're going to see any shocks on the interest rate, and we feel that the currency will be pretty stable. We've been able to withstand a whole lot of outflows in June, and without a significant impact on our foreign reserves. Yes, they went down a little bit, but it was less than $1 billion. So things look quite stable as we head into the second half of the year.
But what, in your view, is the scope for strengthening of the naira, though? We see the oil price a while ago were a bit concerned that it was going to 80. Now it's closer to 100, and that's very positive for the naira, of course. So in your view, what's the scope for even strengthening of the naira going forward?
It's probably going to be limited. And Wole, I say this because what we've seen in the past few weeks, a significant drop in demand, but not a significant change in the rates. You know, CBN just keeps the rates very tight, a very tight range. We've seen it sub 160 the entire year. We think it's going to stay there. The movement, like I said, has just been 7 kobo over a period of 3 weeks. So it's not likely to significantly appreciate. It's more of a stability. What we're seeing is more of a policy of stability than a policy of significant appreciation.
Yeah, I think you raised a very important point there, because what we would have expected is that if demand dropped so much, we'll see the central bank probably strengthen the naira. But I guess they are putting that news out there, and that policy position, if you like, that they want a stable naira as opposed to a stronger naira. Do you think we can read that into their actions?
Yes, I think so. And the upside of that is that when demand starts to creep in, maybe orders increasing towards the third quarter, petroleum imports, it means that we can expect that the naira will still be stable. We're probably going to still see maybe a slight depreciation, but we don't expect to get any shocks on the currency.
All right, Kubi, thank you so much for your thoughts. Always great speaking to you.